Alright, this is The Lord is One, and this, for now at least, will be the last video in my Christian Unity series. And this is the one I sort of put off to the end, because, to be honest, this is the one that I kind of have the biggest issue with, to be honest, in all honesty, which is papal infallibility. It's one of the most significant reasons why I chose the Orthodox Church over the Catholic Church, but there are other reasons as well. But I'll actually go over more of that when I reach 25 subscribers. I have something special planned for that. That will go into more depth in that. So, but anyway. But I do want to clarify what papal infallibility actually means, because despite the fact that I don't agree necessarily with the entire doctrine, I do not believe that it is necessarily heretical, nor do I believe that Protestants in general have a proper understanding of what it means. Now, if you don't, of course, fall into this camp, or you do have a proper understanding of what it means, then, of course, this doesn't apply to you, or at least I'm not saying that you don't know it. But for all those who do not fully understand what it means, or who think that it just means that whatever the Pope says, that is absolute and final, I'm just going to clarify what it actually means. So I'm going to take these from the Catholic Encyclopedia of what it says. And so this is from the Catholic Encyclopedia. It says, "Infallibility is not attributed to every doctrinal act of the Pope, but only when he is ex cathedra teaching, and the conditions required for ex cathedra teaching are mentioned in the Vatican decree." And so here are the things that he must do in order to express papal infallibility. He must teach in public and office in the capacity of pastor and doctor of all Christians. So not in his private remarks. He must he must teach a doctrine of faith, or that is on morals. So he must teach something about faith or morals. He also must have sufficient evidence that he intends for this to be that kind of statement. And is well recognized by the formula. It must be clear that he intends this to bind the whole church as well. So not only that he intends for this to be a doctrinal decree, but it must bind the whole church. And also it points out towards the end here that in our modern day, it's more difficult for us to really tell. So it must be made very clear that he intends for this to be a infallible decree. Very clear. He must outright state that, because in our modern day, it's difficult to distinguish between statements to the whole church versus just private statements, because, with video recording and stuff like that and the news, a lot of private statements can easily get very public. So it must be made very clear. So the thing here is that if you think that Catholicism is wrong in this way, or that they're like a cult leader because they have to believe in everything the Pope says, well, that's not actually what it says. And there's, of course, more depth I could go into this, but perhaps that's for a future video. Now, since this is the last video within my Christian Unity series for now, I want to say that if I ever want to, and I might plan to do this, add some more parts onto this series. Like, I could make a series on different churches that you're maybe wondering about, what I think about them. I could also add some parts on, like, to the part 1s, or part 3, or even part 2. I could add on to those parts. And so that's what I'll do if I need to do that. But yeah, for now, the series, I'm done with the series. For now, yeah, I'm done with the series for now. Thank you for watching, and God bless.